To let you know. You don't have to be quiet. We should actually see like the camera, but oh well. Whatever. Maybe it's good. Let's see. Let's go here, here, here. Oops. Okay, let me do this. Lagging? Oh, I'm not lagging. What is this about? Okay, here. Gotta go here. And we gotta go to dashboard. Okay, and this. Alright, what do we got? Let's change the stream phone. This goes into cooking. I guess we can drink it. And then done with that. Cool. Alright, there we go. Alright, so then if I go back to restream. Oops. Restream. That hill. Then where's the chat? Cool. Okay. Tab. Open the browser. Okay, there we go. Excellent. Okay. Yeah, I am. I'm just kind of setting things up. I think everything is set up now, which is good. Okay. So we're gonna do homemade. What are we doing? We're doing homemade hamburger buns. Ha! If I get that wrong, I'd be in trouble. Okay. Lukewarm water. What do you think the definition of lukewarm water is? Nobody knows. Okay. So let's get what we need. We need flour. All purpose. Flour. We need our butter. Butter. Which probably have to melt down a little bit. We need sugar. Yeah, we probably should take care of the sugar thing now. So, how much sugar we have? I need flour. This is gluten-free sugar cooking. No, we have buckwheat flour. Yeah. No, I just saw we have it. Oh yeah? Okay. Yeah. Alright, sugar. Look how much sugar we're putting in. Okay. No, we might be getting really close to the top here. Yeah. Take that off. Take this off. There we go. All right. I think we can fit a little bit more in here. £4. Okay. What do you hold? £4. So you should fit. Things are gonna be close. Fit. Nice. Okay. There we go. Okay. All right, so all the sugar has been transferred into this other thing. So it's all okay, I think. All right, there we go. Okay. All right, let's see here. Okay. Two. All right, so all three. Good. All right, let's do, what do we need? Where is that? Where's my recipe here? It's here somewhere. There it is. Okay. Let's do the flour first. So we're gonna need okay, so we need about 418 grams. Yeah, we probably should put this into something else. Alright, I need a scoop. This will work. Sugar, kind of over here. Alright. We're gonna kind of fluff up our flour in the bag. Kind of do a massage, kind of break it up a little bit. Okay. So we're gonna take our cup, go in, kind of, we're gonna like fluff it in the bag. So we're kind of like just shake it out in there, lift it, shake it out, lift and shake. Because we're gonna need about 3.5 cups. We're gonna do this a little bit, kind of go as far down as we can. Just again, lifting, shaking out. Okay. So we need about 418. Oops. 418. There we go. All right, let's see here. That's actually 100 right there. 200. 322. 50. 76. Ooh. 419. We'll go with 419. Okay, we're gonna put this to the side here. You off to the side. Okay, so this is good. Can use this real quick. Get off of this excess of flour, which seems to go everywhere. Okay, let me see here. Okay. We need a large egg. Let me get that. Clean this up a little bit. Here. Okay. Bring it across. There we go. Large egg.
Beautiful looking, very well executed.
Yes.
The pairs were cooked nicely. They still had a full screen with the front.
Large egg. This is going to be our instant yeast. There. Okay. Salt. 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 Salt container. There. Okay. Sorry. Little measuring things here. Okay. So let me see here. We need 50 grams of sugar. It's nice and small amount of sugar, isn't it? 50 grams. Let's actually use a tablespoon. Tear that. I want 50. 17. 37. 43, 46, 50 even. All right, here's our sugar. Gonna put this on the side. Sugar looks cleared out. That's good. Let's take a look here. All right, we got the sugar in there. Hopefully you guys can hear. Let's see here. 1 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So no weight on this one. 1/8, half a tablespoon. That size I need. So into the dishwasher. 1 teaspoon. Half. Let me wash these real quick. Haha. Okay, grab this. Oops. All right, let's clean these off real quick. Hey, here we go. One, half. That. There we go. Oh, there we go. What's that? I am. Potentially. Ooh, we gotta clean this off. Got dirty. Okay. Let's look here. All right, we're done with the sugar, so let's put that away so I get that wet. Sugar over there. There we go. All right, let's clean these. All right, let's grab that. Hey, Bob, can you do me a small favor? Can you see if you see this on Facebook and can hear me? Just to make sure, because sometimes it gets this little stupid thing where it doesn't. Put the speaker up to your ear. Like, turn your volume up a little bit. Then see if you can hear me. Oh, you can hear me. Okay, excellent. See, they confirmed they can hear me. Excellent. Okay. All right, we're going to dry these off because salt, we don't want them to stick. Okay. What's that?
People can hear you on Facebook?
Can you see it on Facebook?
No, I can't.
Didn't I come up there yet? Okay. We need 1¼ teaspoon of salt. So, teaspoon, yeah, 1. Kind of keep it kind of level. We'll put this to
Up on Facebook that I can see.
south. No? Huh. South, okay. There they go. Sugar's in there, salt in there. We need now to get our, I probably want to do my egg next. Let's do my egg. Let's beat the egg first. Then we'll incorporate it in. So away you go. My butter, not exactly room temperature yet. Let's kind of hit it in the microwave for like 10 seconds. Seven, 6. Yeah, okay, that's better. All right, good. So we get that in there. Salt's done. Move you over here. Your salt. Here. Muffins were made this morning. Okay. Let me see. Salt and sugar in there. The butter. Butter is in. It's soft. We're gonna break that down. Not to worry. Let's see here. Now we also want to put in our egg. You over here. Egg. We'll use the paper towel trick, right? Paper towel. Fold it on itself. Fold it again. Get it close. We'll move it out of the way here. Move this close to us. There it goes. Okay. There we go. Into the sink. Wash our hands. Soap of water. Last thing we need is what would you think lukewarm water is? Like, what do you think would be? Like 80 degrees? Yeah. Well, let's do this. Actually, hold on. And you get 1 tablespoon. A lot of active dry. So you can see it's half. So we're going to do 2 of these because we need 1 whole tablespoon. Really, that's a lot of yeast.
105.
105?
Well, maybe around, they're different rubbers, maybe 100.
Maybe 100? Okay, we'll go with 100. Okay, put it over here. Water thermometer. Okay. Let's get a cup.
King Arthur says 100 to 105.
100 to 105? All right, well, we need 3/4 to a cup, so it's a little cooler today, so we'll go with a cup. But we need 100 to 105. So what do we got?
That's the King Arthur recipe, right?
Yeah, it is. It's 84 degrees right now, this water. Need to turn it a little bit. Then you get this to 100. 87. 87. Let's turn it even warmer. There we go. What's this now? 91, 2. 94. 95, 96. A little warmer. Let's push it a little warmer. 92, 95, 97, 98, 99, 98.6, 99.8.9, 100. Okay, let's do about a cup of this. Recipe calls for 3/4 of a cup to a cup. We'll do a cup and see what we get. Let's take its temperature. 99.3. Yeah, I think it's good to go. All right. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna use my fingers, right, because they're clean. Just gonna kind of mix this in. You can use, obviously not your finger. Over here, let's get the salt over there. Let's get that there. Let's get the sugar kind of around. Kind of break this up. Let's get our butter now. Let's break that up a little bit. And now we're gonna get our water into here. So the egg. All right, let's get this kind of going. I'm using my hands, as you can see. You can use, obviously not your hands. Feel free to use something else if you like that. At least I get a feel for the dough, how it's kind of feeling. Like if it's feeling wet, if it's feeling too dry, do I need more water? How's this all coming together? I can kind of like, use this like to crunch it through, like this. So you see we're kind of like crunching it through our fingers here to kind of mixing it as we're doing this. And kind of spooning it around to kind of get in all this flour. All right, here we go. Give me a second here. Oops, there we go. Exactly, yep, that's exactly what I did. Exactly, they kind of went on their own little separate way there. Okay, how's this feeling? It's kind of feeling pretty good, actually. Yeah, this looks pretty wet. Good. It's good, actually. Okay, we had a little excess. Just under a quarter. That's good, actually. Where's my spoon? Take just a wee tad of this. Kind of get this over. There we go. Get this excess off. Okay. So we want to basically work this until it gets into a smooth ball. So I'm going to add myself just a little flour, not too much. There we go. Okay, perfect. Okay. Let's kind of get into a smooth ball here. Kind of mimicking the effects of like a stand mixer, right? Swinging around, bringing it around, kind of getting it pretty good. There we go. Don't want to break the glass bowl. Okay. I think we're in a pretty good spot here. Yeah, almost breaks clean. All right. Go a little bit more. Okay, here we go. That looks pretty smooth. Okay. So let's try to incorporate as much as we can back into this and off of our fingers. Have to do the old approach. Let's get our big pieces off here. All right, here we go. Oh yeah, I am in Atlanta, in Georgia, United States. Oh, look at this. All right, Georgia. All right, here we go. I think this would be pretty good. Okay. Let me check something here real quick. Yeah, US. Hey, thank you for the follow, Vegetable. All right, hold on. My hands are dirty. I need to look at something. Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good point. Today actually is cool and not as humid as it used to be here in Georgia. The tropical storm Sally that came through here kind of took away a lot of the humidity, which is good because it's made for some cooler days, which I appreciate 100%. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, what's up, Vegetable? Give me 1 second here, buddy. I need to look at something a little off screen here. Actually, do I think I do. Where'd it go? Here we go. Go backwards. There we go. Okay. Okay, I'm going to work this just a little bit more to get nice and smooth. So, actually, got some right here. Perfect. A small amount is what I want. Very light. I don't want to incorporate too much flour into this. Okay. There we go. Get these nice and floured. Okay. All right, I think this looks good. Feels good. Feels nice and smooth. Yeah, it does. A little on the sticky side, but actually kind of coming away from the hands. So I'm not too upset about that. Okay, so this is gonna make about 8 hamburger buns. Okay, so it's pretty good. Just a little less sticky, I'd like. Not too much more, not too much more. There we go, it's a good covering. Okay. We'll use the same ball, or same, just give myself a second here to make sure. Okay. All right, and you go 2 hours. Should be a little bit bigger. Let's go with a wet paper towel. That way it doesn't dry out. Paper towel's right here. All right, let me remove the excess. There we go. Now, light. On top. It's good. Hey Google, set a timer for 2 hours.
2 hours, starting now.
You live in Jacksonville, Pensacola for 5 years? Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Thank you. Hey, what's up, Dave? What's going on, buddy? Yeah, it's Georgia's really weird. Like this part of Georgia, the western part, Atlanta area, is weird because it can get into like the dog days of like summer, like just ugly, humid, hot. And in the winter, you can actually get snow. So the seasons vary, which is nice. I used to live in Florida, Tampa area, actually, for like 12 years. So I know exactly what you're talking about when it comes to the humidity in Florida. It can really suck, like a lot. Dave, we're making hamburger buns, which we just made a batch of. We're gonna make another batch because we should make 2. So let's clean this back up and do it again. I need another bowl here. Let's clean this off a little bit. Okay, make this over here. kind of get this clean. All right, I think we're good there in cleanliness. Yeah, that looks good. What are you up to, Dave? We find another bowl. Right. Yeah, which one should I go for? Probably glass. Yeah, probably glass. That might be too small. This one's definitely bigger and heavier. That one's for sure. Oh no, really? Not the armor set you're looking for, but there you are. Well, at least you're doing something, right? All right, let's clean this up. How heavy is this by itself? 1,900 grams. Wow, that's pretty crazy. Okay. Again, all-purpose King Arthur flour. We're gonna do that fluff method. Kind of get it all like loose as best as we can. So it's kind of like fluffing it, but without fluffing it, you know? Without having a sifter. So, in we go. Scoop, shake it, drop it back in. Scoop, shape, drop it back in. Scoop, shape, drop it back in. Scoop, shake, drop it back in. Okay, we need about 418 grams again of this. So let's do that. 136, 238, 355. Oh, 410. So close. That's 424, too much. 422. 421. Really, that was 1 gram I took out. 418. Perfect. Nice and dry. Okay. Go up here. Take you, put you up here. Okay. Right. Sugar. Sugar. Actually, we're going to need this again. My mistake. Sugar. Okay, so we needed, let me see here. I think it was like 50 grams of sugar. Something stupid. Yeah, 50 grams of sugar. Is that a lot of sugar? That's a lot of sugar. So 50 grams. And tear this. All right, we're still on grams, good. 13, 28, 41, 44, 47. Oh, I thought I had it there. 50, there we go. All right, 50, we'll put this into that region of the world. All right, sugar's done. Okay. What?
It's bopping over there.
I'm bopping all over.
I can see that.
50 grams of sugar, Bob.
How many is that?
That's a lot of sugar.
What are we making now?
I'm making another batch, double batch.
Why didn't you make a batch together?
Because I realized halfway through it that I wanted to do double batch.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it's, yeah.
Run out and I forgot.
Okay, we'll be safe out there.
I'm a little nervous.
Yeah, I would just have them pick it up.
I don't want to spend $10 more.
But I
I
will.
just bought one of those things from QVC to put my book on.
Oh, the lap thing?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
It was $20. So
Okay, I will bequeath you of my $160 $10
no,
for
I'm
a piece of
gonna
mind.
do it. If there's people there, I won't do it.
No, I want to do it.
I know you want it, but I'm just gonna.
I give you $10.
I owe $10.
I need more butter. Did we use the last? Oh, use this one smart. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna go. I'll be right back.
Okay. Butter, which since this one is. Which of your characters should you bring the Shadowlands to quest with you, do you think? Yeah, that's going to be the question. Did you watch any of the videos? Were you paying attention, Dave, yesterday when I was playing the videos of like the different covenants? You should look and see which one kind of sounds good to you. Like, the Hunter one looks pretty cool. We need 2 tablespoons, so we're just right in half on this guy, right? Take this guy into the microwave for, since it's cold, maybe like 15 to 20 seconds just to kind of loosen her up. But let me get another one of these. Actually, let me get one of these little ramekins. Okay, I don't need little ramekins anymore. Guess we're going for the big one. All right, so my precision streamer cutting skills. We'll take it right here, right down the middle where it says 2. And we'll make a clean down cut. And then peel. Almost all the paper. No, actually, not even that much paper came off in the first pull. Okay, look at that. That's smooth. All right, here we go. In we go. We will take the second piece here. We will fold over the existing paper to cover that part up. And then it'll go in the refrigerator. And it can be used for another recipe. All right, now those go. That goes in there. Hands feel a little buttery. You in the sink, you with me. Sound like elevator music playing right now. Do, 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 do. All right, it's 10 seconds. That's 15. It's 20 seconds. That looks good. Yeah, a little bit more. Maybe like 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Yeah, that's good. Okay, let me see how it feels. Yeah, okay, that's good. We can definitely wreck this one up. Okay. Who should you take into the afterlife? Ah, man. Hunter or Paladin? I hear Rep Paladins are not in a good spot right now, so I hear Beastmaster's pretty good at this point. So unless things don't change too much, I'd probably say your Beastmaster Hunter would probably be good. Hey, what's up, Hell's Minion? What's going on, buddy? We're making Hamburger buns from scratch. We got 418 grams of all-purpose flour, 50 grams of sugar. We like them sugary, obviously. We got our butter here. We have our egg here. We're gonna have to get our water. We're gonna have to get our yeast and salt. Yes, our salt, which is not here on the counter, so we gotta go over there and get it. Salt. Yes. All right. So you can see in the mix so far, we have put our flour here, our sugar on this side, salt will go down here, yeast will go up here, we'll put the egg in the middle, all around, and beat it like it owes us money. And then basically we're gonna let it sit for 2 hours. When it's done doubling in size, we're gonna divide it into 8. So we're gonna put it back on the scale here, figure out its overall weight. Then we'll figure out the division by 8. We'll figure out the weight. That will be our 8 ones that we'll put together. Then we're gonna put those individually onto a sheet. Let those sit for another hour. Then at that point, they're pretty much in a good spot to actually put it in the oven to bake them. Brush butter, of course, on top. If you like sesame, put sesame seeds on top of that. Throw it in the oven, etc., etc. So that's where we're at so far. Here's my tub of yeast. Looking pretty good. All right, let's go. What are we doing? Let me look back at the... I'll share the recipe with you guys if you want. Right now we got our sugar in there. We need 1 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So, 1 teaspoon. Half teaspoon. Wait, where's my quarter? Where'd it go? Didn't I have it out here? The 1/8. Wait, where's the quarter? Aha! Quarter. That slipped. Okay. We did a little magic last time. We're actually going to use the precise amount of salt here. Give me checking to clean this. You know, wife made blackberry and peach muffins. You can see them over there this morning. So she used some of my equipment. Actually, I should say she used our equipment, and you know, it's all about sharing. So there we go. We're gonna dry this guy off. You know, because salt likes to stick, as does yeast, to kind of moisture-prone things. It's kind of usually what I like to do here is just kind of take it and swing it in the air. So this way it can kind of get like air dried as fast as possible. Okay, so I don't think we need you at the moment, but we need you. So we'll take our first quarter. And that's about right. Up there. We want our 1. There we go. Teaspoon. Keep me honest here. This is our teaspoon. Yeah. Okay. Our salt in there. We're done with our salt. Get it out of the way. Okay. There we go. Now, what do we want? Our butter should continue to kind of melt down or kind of get a little bit softer as we go. We got the water on standby over there. Let's do the eggs there. Let's do the yeast. What was it, the yeast that I needed? What's the capacity on the yeast? Let's see. We wanted 1 tablespoon of yeast. So last time we did the half tablespoon. Oh, excuse me. We're going to do 1 of this as well. So this is lovely. This is our lovely collection of yeast here. It's instant yeast, right? Versus active dry yeast. This is our instant yeast here. So we're going to go with 2 of these, right? Remember, we put the salt up here, the sugar over here. We're going to put this guy down here in the south. Okay. Okay. There it is. Now, remember, we're going to need to get is our egg. So again, the paper towel trick, right? Or preference, I guess you should say. So I just take a paper towel, I fold it again. Egg lines up pretty good there, right? Just kind of get it to cracks. Then get close as possible. Drop it in. There we go. No shell. It's the goal here, right? Again, since we're working with like egg, we're gonna run the garbage disposal real quick. Wash the hands. All right, let's get the hands real clean here. We're working with raw egg there. All right, let's get this hand cleaner. Okay, salt's in there, the yeast is in there, the flour is in there, the egg is now in there. We basically just need to put the butter in there along with the water, and we're good to go. Remember, this is about lukewarm water, so the wife said, according to King Arthur, that's about 100 degrees. So, let's actually keep that going. Let's turn this off. Let's see if we can get to that 100 degrees pretty quick here. Let me see, here's my water measure. Got this guy. All right, let's see what we got. What's the temperature right now? Temperature is reporting 105, so it's a little on the warm side. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it down. 197, 96, 95. Okay, too far down. Bring it back up. do the little balance game here. 93, 95, 97, 8, 8. Okay, let's say that's about good. Remember, we need about 3/4 a cup to a cup, depending upon, like, you know, proximity to, that's a little too much there. Let me pour that out just by a smidge. Smidge is a technical term for quanta pasta, which is, you know, the right amount. So, you know, make that the right amount. I think that's the right amount. I think we're good there. All right, let's go ahead and cut that. Okay, so our butter, kind of getting there. Let's just dump her in. Hey, get in there. Okay, butter's there. Our hands are just a little on the wet side. So we're gonna get a fresh paper towel, dry them up a little bit. All right, we're gonna mix this stuff up a little bit, incorporate over here. Remember last time we mixed this with our hands, we're gonna do the same thing this time. You also can do this in a stand mixer. You can do this with a, you know, a wooden spoon, whatever. I'm just gonna break this down as if I was a food processor, kind of, you know, working on the clumps here of the butter. Okay, get the egg too, kind of break that up in my hands. You know, it's definitely getting these pieces kind of broken down as best we can. Okay, it kind of feels kind of slimy and nasty. It's perfect. All right, bring in this introduce to water. We'll go with that much right now. Kind of mix this around with our hands. So I do the hand mixing and spinning in a counterclockwise motion. The bowl. Now again, I don't know if you guys see it, I'm just kind of getting my hands into this and kind of just squeezing and pulling the dough through like my fingertips. Right? So basically, that's what we're looking to do here. Just kind of mixes all together. And again, we can kind of incorporate some more water. Remember, you want to go slowly if you're concerned about it, because you can't really take out water without adjusting the amount of flour that you're putting in, and it'll throw off your ratios. So just, you know, kind of put in what you think, just a little bit to kind of start it and get it going, and then kind of seeing how it's coming together, and then kind of just use the remainder of your water as needed to bring this all together. There we go. Kind of spin this around here. Get the bottom here. Okay. So again, the best way to kind of do this is kind of just to work it through here. We want a soft dough. Right now it kind of still feels a little grainy. So we keep working it. Of course, this is easier if you use like a, you know, like a wooden spoon or something else. Again, we haven't really used all of our water. We're kind of like in the same spot with the previous, just under a quarter remaining. So we're at the 3/4. And this feels good. I think if I add any more water to it, it'll feel too wet. And that'll be an issue, right? So we don't want that. So let's see here. Let me work this in here. If the dough still feels a little gritty, I'll add some more water, which means we still have it completely hydrated. But let me see what I can do with what we have. Okay. Got it. Let me add just a little bit more. Still feels a little. Okay. We still have half of that quarter. Okay. All right, less gritty. Yep, good. We got good absorption in there. There we go. All right, so I need just a tad bit more water. Not a tremendous amount. We're gonna grab this here. Again, clean hands, so just a little. Put the top of my finger on top of my hand so I can kind of get it to shake down if I need to. And kind of use this. All right, so now the goal will basically be to get this off me. Which is why sometimes it's just as good to use a wooden spoon, stand mixer, what have you. kind of in the, I like to feel my dough phase of my cooking. All right, so let's see as much as we can get off. Let's get off. And if not, we can always do the, rub them together, use the friction here to kind of get these pieces to kind of fall off. Hopefully we'll get the big pieces here to fall off. If not, this is what it is. This was what it is. Okay, so we're now going to take this. I need to grab my cup here. I want to grab now some additional flour. Since my hands are dirty, we're not going to go with, very small amount of flour there. You can see, not a tremendous amount. Take this, put her out. See, she's sticky dough. All right. What we need to basically get this into a smooth ball, right? So we're gonna need to potentially get a little more flour in here, a little bit more, not too much. Use that to kind of get these pieces off. You kind of see them coming out like a little like dough things here. That big piece fell off, there we go. Get this guy over there. Okay. Who's King Arthur? Yeah, I don't know, some dude. Some dude has a flour company apparently. Pretty good, successful flour company, I'd say. Okay, so now we're basically going to roll around and grab as much of these little bits as we can that have kind of jettisoned from my fingers there and kind of incorporate them into the dough. Again, remember, we're looking for a smooth dough, so let's kind of get this working around. Let me get a little bit more on my hands. Okay, rub them together. There we go. Okay, let's go. All right, let's kind of get this worked around. Here we go. There we go. There we go. This feels kind of good. Let's see here. A little bit more. On my hands. Okay. A little on the sticky side. That's okay. Okay, so I think we've gotten pretty much everything that we started with, right? So this time, we kind of test it out, right? We kind of just take it and pull it on itself. That looks pretty good. Let me just get the last bit here. Okay. Okay. Here's our dough ball, yeah? Okay, so again, I put a little flour in the bottom just to help it not to stick to the bowl. Kind of get this around there. Okay, you can put oil in there if you want. I don't want to oil the dough right now. I just want to keep it as is. So we're going to do this. I usually put it in there and spin it. That way I know it's got, if it doesn't stick, it's good. Okay, so let's clean the hands real quick. And then that's gonna go on for another timer for 2 hours. So we'll tell Miss G over there to set a second timer for 2 hours. And then remember, the process we're gonna follow is, once it's done doing its first rise, we're gonna kind of take it out, weigh it, kind of deflate it, weigh it, divide into 8, put those onto a baking sheet, and then let those sit for another hour to kind of proof up individually. Once they're done proofing up individually, Then basically they are ready to be cooked. So let's do that. All right, let's get myself a, let's get it off there. All right, let's get myself a paper towel. We're gonna put the paper towel over. We're gonna wet the paper towel, squeeze out the excess water. So at least we have a damp paper towel. Not wet, but damp. Yeah, see no real water falling off of it. There we go. Yeah, so you kind of see how it's sitting right now. Might be easier now to see, right? So you can kind of see like how it's sitting. Get in there, take this off. Okay, now we want to take a towel, which we have one right here. Hey Google, set a second timer for 2 hours.
Second timer for 2 hours. Starting now.
Sweet. Okay. What you got there, Dave? Yeah, that's, I think, how that goes. I don't know. I think the only thing you have to worry about is, you know, in the repetition there, if you're actually eligible for loot on, you know, repetitive runs. You know, kind of like how you can go in, kind of like, you know, like if you go into a raid that you've already completed. All right, let's grab this. I think you'll be okay, but just something to be aware of, just in case you're not. Okay. Okay. Let's grab this. Cleanup is the most fun part of baking, is cleanup. Yeah, really huge fan. Huge fan. Can't stress enough how much I love it. Okay. All right, so those are done. Well, they're not done. They're now proofing. So one's at 1 hour and 31 minutes, and the other one's got 1 hour and 58 minutes because we just started to put the yeast back so it doesn't, you know, get too crazy here. That's quite a lot of yeast, I'm not gonna lie. Wow, we almost went through that 10-pound bag of all-purpose flour. Goes pretty quick, doesn't it? Okay, let's see here. Clean the hands here real quick. Geez, nice and dirty. Okay. Right, okay, what's next? Excess water, put that away. Don't need it. Okay. Next is, I need to do pizza dough because I need to make some pizzas this week. So we need to get pizza dough up and running here. So give me a second here and I gotta get into pizza dough. Okay, so I need sugar, I need that, I need another mixing bowl. What do I want to use for a mixing bowl? That's there. That's over there. I got that one over there. Those two are sitting. Let me see what I got. Yeah. I think I'll just do it in there. Where do you go? Right. Oh, here's. Okay, we're gonna use this. So basically, this is my like proofing jar for the pizza. We'll mix it in here. We'll take it out. We'll knead it. We'll clean it out after as we're kneading it. And put it back in here and let it do its rise, right? So let's go over here. We don't need butter for this. Okay. Here, and we're gonna switch this up. We're gonna do bread flour in this one. My hands are not as clean as they could be. Let me fix that. And also clean the sink here before this flour likes to stick to the sink. Let's do that. Okay. is cleaned off. That's one thing about flour. It does like to get really interesting when you put excess in the sink. And it gets like really gritty. You can feel it like on the sink itself. And then you gotta kind of like wash that down. Because otherwise it gets... Otherwise if it dries like that, it becomes really, really fun to kind of like rehydrate it and get it off the side of the... Or get it out of the sink. So I should do this now before it gets too set in its ways. Jesus, there we go. Drop that in there. Let's clean that out. That can go in, so I'll put it over here. Okay, I think most of the sink is now clean. No, not really. Still got some there. How about over here? What do we got over here? Got some stuff over here. Ah, we do. We do indeed. All right. Let's get it over here too. All right. Hey, what's going on, Mortza? What's going on, buddy? All right, time to do pizza dough. Well, let's do pizza dough when we cleaned up here. All right, let's do this first. Clean up. Yeah, right. Dishwasher. Yeah, that'll work. I gotta run the dishwasher here soon. Okay. Okay, right. Got it. Man, I need to get another hand towel here, man. Okay. All right, pizza dough. Let's do pizza dough here. Okay. So, one batch of hamburger buns. The other batch of hamburger buns, wife made blackberry peach muffins. There were like 12, 3, 6, 9, 11. What's that? 6 there, 3, 6, 9, 12. So it was 18, so we had about 7. I probably had like 6. Yeah, I had about 6. They're good. All right, let's get ourselves situated here. Okay, we're gonna do the old Emerald Lagasse. This is gonna go over the shoulder. What's going on, Morteza? All right, this we're gonna put over here. We're gonna kind of get it away and get out of sight. Okay. So I'm using my baking steel. It's a great recipe in this book for pizza dough. If you've never heard of this, seen it, there it is. Take a look. This is a good book. I love the pizza dough recipe in here. It's a 72-hour cold ferment pizza dough. It's really good. So we're gonna follow this recipe because this one I like the most, actually. Okay. Well, we don't want pizza tonight. Let me see here. Where was our... Nope. Oh, yeah, it's more front. Here it is. All right. So basically, this pizza dough is going to be really simple, right? Bread flour, salt, active dry yeast, water. That's it. That's all we're doing. So we'll put this off to the side here so we can kind of see it. The sugar will help keep it down. Excellent. Remember, swapping all-purpose for bread flour. So our all-purpose, away you go. That was not a smart move. This is our bread flour. Okay, bread flour. Now, where's our scale? Yeah. Let's tear this guy up. What do we got? Okay. Well, actually, I'm going to put this on the side here so you guys can kind of see like what I was talking about in terms of like fluffing your flour. Oh, God, that does not sound right. Loosening up your flour. That sounds better. Let's see. We're just going to take any type of, cup. And here's what we can do. You kind of see here? I'm going to dig down, bring it up, shake it. It's kind of like a poor man's aeration of the flour, right? Same thing here. Shake it. Let it drop back down. Go down further if you can. Shake it. Same thing on the opposite side as much as we can, right? Get in there, shake it. So this basically is kind of like loosening up the flour. Make sure we get a good read. All right, so we're gonna play this by ear. We got, I think, what's pretty good in there. But let's find out, right? Go on. Cleaner. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna do a double batch because it's good pizza dough. So we're gonna do 1,000 grams of bread flour. So it's about 6 cups. That's 200. If I go down further and I feel like it's not like loose, I'm just going to do my same method of scooping into it, shaking it out, and getting back into it. 400. 600. Just shake this down. Okay, again, same thing. I'm going to go down, kind of scoop it, go down again, scoop it, shake it. Okay. $812. Okay, this kind of feels a little tight down here, so we're going to do the same thing. Take it, shake it, take it, shake it. So your new tagline here we got going on here. Take it, shake it. All right. All right. See what we got now. 958. Okay, that's 1,010. Let's take that back out. Wow, 1,000 even. Perfect. Okay. Bread flour. Just gonna kind of shake it around here, kind of flatten it out. Okay, 1,000 even. Perfect. Okay, so now what we need is we're gonna need 32 grams of salt. It's not like the sugar, but it's still kind of heavy. So take a little cup, put it on here, tear that out. Go grab our salt. This one's fine sea salt. We don't have fine sea salt. We ran out of it. We're still waiting for it to come in. So we're going to use a little coarser salt. So there's a trick, right? If you don't like the coarseness and calls for fine sea salt, what you can do is you can basically just crush it yourself. Measure it out, put it into like a Ziploc bag or something, get a rolling pin, roll across it, crush it to a finer consistency, reweigh it just to make sure it's still the same that you're looking for. And basically you'll have your finer version of the salt. However, I'm not too picky, so we're just gonna go with the salt as is. So we need 32 grams of salt. So 0 grams. Let's grab one of these guys. I think that was my yeast. Let's kind of wash this out real quick. Okay. Let's go ahead and take this. And you guys can still hear me, right? There's nothing wrong with the audio, right? Or maybe it just sounds a little loud. Okay, here we go. 32 grams. That's 16. That's 31. That is 32. Excellent. Okay, same trick, right? Since you can see it, I'm going to put the salt up north. Okay. Then I need 1 gram. So we need 2 grams of active dry yeast. So, indeed. So now we're going to do 2 grams of this, which is going to be, what's going on, man? Where's our active dry yeast? Here we go. You can come down here for a minute. You can kind of come over. You can slide over. You come over here. You go back up. Okay. Tear that. Okay. 2 grams of active dry yeast. So let's get something we can work with. All right, here we go. Now, what's nice about this pizza dough is once we put it in, and we kind of, beat it around, it goes back in. It'll go back in. It'll basically sit out for 24 hours. After it's kind of sat out for 24 hours, you can take it and you can portion it out into smaller vessels. And then you put that into the refrigerator for 72 hours. Or you can freeze it at that point, right? Yeah, exactly. Let the yeast do its thing. Well, it's gonna be called a cold ferment. So basically what we do is we let it ferment for the 24 hours, kind of do its thing like you're saying. And then what we do is we put it in the refrigerator for another 72 hours and do a colder ferment and kind of let that dough kind of really kind of come together in a colder state. And then that kind of really makes a nice, tasty dough, which is pretty nice. So we have our little thing here. We need 2 grams of active dry. So this time you see we're using active dry. We're not going to go with instant. We can do instant. Instant just requires a conversion. You need 1 teaspoon. I think it's 1 teaspoon of instant dry yeast equals 1 1/4 of active dry. So if you have recipe calls for active dry, you need to do the reverse if you have instant. So no big deal. We have both, so we're going to work with it. I'm making pizza dough, Bob. I'm making pizza dough.
Wow, it's a big day.
Nailed it. First scoop, 2 grams. 2 grams of, so our salt's up here. Yeah. Our salt's in the north. So see, salt's up here in the north. We're gonna put the yeast down here. Mix it locally, put the water in, mix it all around, flop it down, beat it like it owes us money. Back in with a little olive oil, top on it, 72-hour rest. All the yeast is here. This.
I'm gonna go.
All right, well, good luck. Now, you can use the whisk 2,000. Yeah, 3,000. And basically, I'm just going to incorporate the salt into the flour to kind of act as a buffer, yeah, to the yeast, because the salt will kill the yeast right away. So we're going to kind of try to keep these guys separate and let the flour act as like the barrier between the two. Okay, that looks good. Kind of bring this around, kind of bring it together, Okay. Dough feels kind of nice and airy, which is good. Remember, because that was that fluff method that we did in the beginning. There we go. Okay. Mixed. Now, just the water. In this case, since we're doing double it, we need 2. Okay, we need 2 1/4. Actually, 2 1/2. Sorry, 2 1/2. So let's get the bigger measuring. Since that only goes to 2, let's go bigger. Go with the big guy. Okay, we need 2 1/2, right? So right about yada. But we want warm water, right? So we want room temperature water. So we're going to say about 70 to 80 degrees at most water, right? So first we're going to run the water using our in here and pour it out. Then go for my 2. All right, let's see what we get here. can see how accurate we are in our first rise up here. All right, I think that might look good. Let's see. Ah, it's just under by a smidge. Ah, so damn close. Okay. Yep, that's all we need. Am I right? Let's see. Oh, we are perfect. Excellent. Okay, remember, everything is mixed in. So here, let's kind of clean this up a little bit beforehand, right? Let's get this out of the way. Let's get it out of the way. We got our salt in there. Got our yeast in there. Okay, let me go one of these this time. It's a little too big for the hands. Okay, remember, we're going to want to clear out our way here because we're going to dump this out and beat it for a few minutes till it gets into a nice, consistency. So what I like to do when I first pour is just go around in one lap, put this down, grab this guy and just kind of come in from the sides and pull it in. Going counterclockwise. Okay. Now we'll take the rest. We'll do the same thing. We'll take another lap. Okay, we'll continue to go counterclockwise. Pushing and pulling now. We can kind of go in both directions. Remember, if you're working with this dough and you're like, this is way too dry, this is not going to work. Don't worry. It's going to work. You're just going to have to work at it for a few minutes. Let's get another bit. Okay. Again, just pulling it. You can kind of see what it looks like right now. Kind of pulling this in. Kind of getting it going. Get it going. Get it going. Get it moving. Get it moving. All right. Okay. All right, and then the last bits of the water. Here, because the top looks a little dry, we're just going to kind of go around the top. Okay. Now, we got a lot of this incorporated. You know, here's what it looks like right now. You can kind of see it's kind of together, but it's not. It's still, you know, a little gritty, right? So, using the same flour, right? We're not going to do too much. We're going to do just a little bit, not a lot, right? We don't want to incorporate too much flour back into the dough because that'll kind of mess with our water ratio, right? Just enough to kind of get it there. We're going to do the same thing to our hands. Okay, we use a little bit more in our hands. We're going to do it over here. We're kind of like rub it around the sink, kind of get our hands all nice and kind of like together. Okay, now we're going to take this. We're going to take this all. Now remember, we're going to proof in the same bucket here, so we're going to wash this out here in a minute. Let's get this all out. Okay. And as much as we can scrape off, let's scrape off. Let's get it all in there. All here. Okay, so basically, we're going to kind of knead this for like 5 minutes. Again, if you have carpal tunnel, if you have arthritis, if you have weak hands in general, stand mixer is fine. That works. Rock out with the stand mixer. No problem. Me, I like to feel the dough. So what I usually do is I kind of push it together like this, and kind of like this, and kind of get these wet pieces. Then I kind of fold it on itself and push it down. Kind of get it and kind of just keep working it. So you see we have dry dough here, yeah? So we're going to use the moisture that's in here. You can kind of see this is kind of wet right there. We're going to use that moisture to kind of work it and kind of bring it all together into a thing. So let me take a look at the time. Right now it says there's 1 hour and 36 minutes left. So when that says 1:31, we know we've been kneading this for 5 minutes. So again, because you want to kind of build in your gluten strains here, we're going to kind of get this going in a way that kind of gets this, kind of fold it on itself, pull it, push it away, kind of pull it back on itself. You're going to kind of work this around. Now, if you can't feel those legs, you're like, oh, God, my hands. So just work off as much as you can. right? Again, you can kind of do this friction method, right? Where you just kind of rub them back and forth to kind of break free some of that dough. You'll see they'll kind of roll off as like little shards, little pieces all over the place. That's no big deal, right? Because what you want to do basically is you can just kind of take this, like these pieces here. Now, if your thing is still too dry for yourself, right? Just grab a little bit more flour. Not a lot. Put it on your hands. Yeah. Work it around. Okay. And then get back at it. Okay. Then just kind of keep working this. Right? Because we want to make this into a nice, smooth dough ball that we're kneading for about 5 minutes. So all these pieces here that you see that are round, like this down here and these up here, pull them in. Get them incorporated. Roll it around, right? Get this dough working for you, right? And again, if it starts to feel a little sticky, stop. Just put a little bit more on your hands. Rub it together, get back at it. So, just gonna work this for 5 minutes. So, if you really want to get into it, you do like a one arm, where you get like leverage, like, oh, get down at it, right? So you kind of see the ball starting to come together. Let's see, there's some pieces over here. Let's kind of bring them in, right? So again, we're just beating this around. Like it owes us money, flip it on itself, push it out, flip it on itself. Remember, the goal here is to basically activate this yeast, get these gluten strands kind of pushed together, kind of form them by giving a good workout. Remember, pay attention to the kneading method. Sometimes some recipes call for like a light knead, and some call for like a pretty aggressive knead. This one, pretty aggressive knead. It's a pretty good workout. If you haven't had your workout for the day, or if you're got a lot of stress, it's pretty good to kind of put this together. Again, it's kind of sticking a little bit to me, which is fine, but the hands are still kind of coming away, right? When in doubt though, remember, use this sparingly. You don't want to use too much, because again, you're not trying to change the ratio of the amount of flour to water, the salt and yeast that you have in here. So small touches, small amounts, they'll go a long way for you. So remember, let me pause real quick. So remember how we had all of that excess dry flour? It's gone. So remember, if it didn't seem like it was going to come together, don't worry, just work at it. It will come together. So here we go. Kind of keep this going. Again, you can do, there's multiple, like when it comes to baguettes, you'd use like a really particular folding method or kneading method. Here, we're really just trying to kind of form these gluten balls, gluten strands, activate everything. See, if I was making a baguette, this is what we'd be doing, right? Rolling it out from the center, folding it on itself, pushing it down. So we're gonna kind of do this. We got, it looks like just another 1.5 minutes to go. Or we can just kind of chalk up and add a whole nother minute or half minute because of the fact that we were talking for a few of it, right? Now, here we go. All right, kind of keep it going. Flatten it and push it down. Remember, stand mixer can also do this. So if your hands aren't strong or you're not in the mood, let stand mixer do it for you if you have one. If not, well, then I guess you'll be doing it by hand. All right, we're getting there. Another 30 seconds. This is in soccer what we call extra time. Or football, we call extra time, right? Okay, look at that. That's all coming together. So this dough won't be ready for me to use until at the earliest Wednesday. Thursday would be proper. Friday would be ideal. Okay, we're almost there. So you're looking for a smooth ball. This feels smooth, right? Originally I could feel a little bit of the grain, a little graininess. Now, not so much. This is fine. Okay. Okay. I think this is good. I take it, kind of pull it in on itself. If you want to, kind of see what it looks like. This. We're gonna clean out the container. We mix this in because we're gonna use that for the proofing one as well. So let's clean that out. Any questions, guys, on this? The dough gets into it gets everywhere. Okay, here we go. Still cleaning off the dough off my hands. Then we'll clean that out in the actual thing. Okay, there we go. Now I'm cleaning up the container that it was in. All right, let's press out. Okay, now time to get in there with soap and sponge. All right, let's get that going. Squeeze that out. All right, so here we go. Okay. All right. Remember, this is going to sit for 24 hours in the room, in room temperature, in essence. And then it's going to be divided out, if you want, into your portions. All right, this sounds pretty squeaky clean. Yep, it does. Sounds good there. Okay, let me dry this out with my towel of towels. And then comes the fun part. Right? So we'll make sure we remove all moisture that's not needed from this. Okay, so. Okay, nice and clean. Now, put a little olive oil in here. Just a little bit to coat the bottom. So, a little bit, it goes a long way. It's about right. Get it around the sides. Get around all the bottom. Make sure it's all covered. Right? We don't want any like gaps. Okay, then I do a little bit up here. Because remember it's going to rise, so we can give it just a little bit around the side. Okay, like this. This dough ball. Come here, you. All right, so she's heavy. In she goes. I spin it just to make sure that she looks good. We take a little, well, actually we can do this. We can flip her, spin her, pull her around. Okay, good coverage, good coating. It's good. Okay, on the lid will go. me just clean out the sink real quick. Get that excessive flour away. Okay, I think we got all the flour out. Okay. All right, so that's done. Let me kind of take this out. Soap off now. All right, that looks good. Let's wash our own hands now. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay. That's there. Remember, we put our top. Let's take that. Our top. Remember, our goal here is to make sure it doesn't dry out. So we want it on as good as it can be. Okay, so remember this now, right? It is less than 2 quarts, right? A day from now, as we pass 2 quarts, we'll see good yeast development with pockets. That's how we know we're in a good spot. Then it'll go in the refrigerator for another 72 hours. Then it'll be good for portioning and cutting and making into pizzas. So I'll put that off to the side because, you know, that's basically a set it and forget it really for 24 hours. And then we get back into it, which will basically see us doing a few things. Okay, give me 1 second here. Let me start to do a little cleanup. Okay. Why am I taking the wife so long? This is a simple package drop off. Well, she forgot how to drive. It has been a while since we've needed to both drive. So let's see here. Okay. We're gonna put this back. These two. Go in there. All right, you guys got any questions about this? Let's kind of clean this off as best we can. Okay. Actually, we probably can just clean this up, put this in the dishwasher, because it's pretty clean right now. Just needs to be soaked and scrubbed and good to go. So how's everybody's Sunday going so far? Okay, there we go. I know Dave's doing war fronts. Go, Dave, go. All right, there we go. Okay. Let's see, this, I'm gonna dry that off before I do something with that. This, the cup, the flour. All right, let's see here. All right, put this over here. Wife's coffee cup. Coffee. All right, this is our butter. All right, butter. We somehow got some dough in it. Just kind of clean it up. All right, so this is that. This go right there. Okay, your flour, bread flour. That's that. All my measuring spoons. We can put these guys away. Okay. Where's our scale? Let's turn that off real quick. We don't need our scale right now. We didn't need our micro scale either. Okay. That's watered. Yeah, it's just water, so I can go over here to dry. All right, you little guys can kind of come with me. You can come with me. That can go in there like that. Our water guy. Kind of come over here. Kind of get this excess flour off of it. The way that goes. Okay, so I think really the only thing I need to do here now is just spray down everything. So let's do that real quick. Oh yeah, that definitely needs to be cleaned. Definitely sounds like a dry spot right there with all the flour on it. Okay, let's kind of do that. That too. This three. Yeah, this can come across. Right. The best part is the cleanup. All right, here we go. Let's see now. Right, just cleanup time. Okay, let me get I'm gonna probably use a Clorox. Okay, so these guys over here. All right, let me get a Clorox wipe. All right, Clorox it. Now she's back. I was about to call her and see what's taking so long. Okay. Hopefully, it was okay in there. We're gonna find out. Oh yeah. I wonder why I felt like my finger was going through there. It has a hole in it. That's fine. Okay, let's see here. Flour. Even Clorox wipe has to work a little harder to get the flour off. Okay. There we go. Okay. Guys, I think it's pretty good. Let's come back in an hour and 20 minutes. And we'll finish up making the hamburger buns. And then we'll be in a good spot. So let's go ahead and call this. I have a moment here to make this wiggly for you. And let me go ahead and hit stop. All right, guys, we're going to switch over to playing games here, probably like the next 15 minutes. Then we'll come back in a little bit and we'll finish up the buns here. Okay, that was fun. We're taking a little intermission. We have 42 minutes intermission, actually, before we get back into it. Okay, connect. New updates available. Okay, let's do that. About update. Yes. Okay, that's good. Right, restart Debop. Okay, let's config you, connect, enable, chat, slide it over, and bring it back. There we go. Let's slide that back a little bit. Something. Okay. Right, we're gonna learn how to do disc priests. Well, let's see what today's emissary is, if there is one. There might not be one, actually. Right, it's 2 out of 3. What why that is the case? Which 2 is it going to? Weird.
The mayor is in. How can I help you?
Zygor requires an update. Oh, Zygor. Okay, Zygor. Let's do it, Zygor. Log in. Give me the update. 7023113. There it is. Updated. Let's do reload. Okay, I should bring all this stuff current. Hopefully. Yeah, okay, it's fine. Okay, Let's see here. Alt Z. Can we do game filter? An error occurred. Please restart your game to use this feature. Always seems to be the case that it has that issue. Huh. What's today? A 435 equipment cache, 7th Legion? You know what that means? We gotta go to the other side of the world.
We will not falter.
Alright, back to Borealis. Well, this for 430. So, how do we heal? So, let me watch a video here real quick. We're going to kind of split this screen here. We're actually going to do this. We're going to do Ghost. What? What do you want there? Thanks for the verbal or audible update there. Okay, Ghost is there. Let's go here. I think we wanted to see, like, because it could be fun, you know, since like now is not a time where like we kind of care when it comes to rating, because it's the end of the expansion. Nobody really cares right now. Might be a good time to actually try out Disc Priest, right? How to heal as a Disc Priest in BFA. Okay, Marcelian online.
John Ossoff's schemes keep
Go away.
adding up. A bad deal with China, $1,300 a year for families.
Yeah. You know what? We're just gonna kind of just put this on mute because it's pointless. No thanks. La 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 la. Here we go. Another commercial.
Zero
They're
calories.
really punishing you for not getting like YouTube Premium. That's what they're doing. Alright, I'll put this on the other screen real quick. We're gonna listen why.
I want to heal with the priest, but what spec should I play? Choose the holy path, my son. Speak the holy words, and you will find salvation. Is
Okay.
that what you truly believe?
Hello.
When in fact you need discipline
Dune?
and penance to find
What's easier?
peace in the light? Accept the inner light. Soothe
One.
your worries.
One.
Heal the... You can see naked
One.
queens walk through the streets.
Perfect. Let's do it.
Well met.
Well, Dune.
But of course, you will also need talents, essences, corruptions, a proper rotation, and a lot more to play discipline. So stay tuned as we provide you with the fundamentals to one of the coolest healing specs in the game.
What's this one? Disc Priest. Let's do it.
Starting with the talents, and oh, a good reminder as to what the spec is all about. Money, no damage. Get Schism, at least in BFA. This will blast your
Right.
target with a bit of damage and increase your spell damage by 40% for 9 seconds. What this actually means is that during those 9 seconds you'll be healing. Having atonements prepared before having to press Schism is required and essentially turns Schism into a little healing cooldown. Increasing your DPS is also noteworthy as a mechanic since, yes, Discipline will do decent damage and they have to. Moving down, take Angelic Feather. Priest is the proud member of the WCC Club, also known as the Wheelchair Classes, when it comes to mobility. I know, right? What mobility? Well, you can put a feather down, step on it, and get your ass out of there. Problem
That's
should be
good.
solved. It's not? Well, too bad, because that's all you are getting, and you better get it, because otherwise, have fun running after Rathian. Third row is where you have options.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Forward Solace is still the best one to take here. It's simple to use, pairs up with Schism very nicely, transferring a bunch of healing through its damage. Mindbender is a situational option that changes your playstyle just a tiny bit. If you get this one, you also want the Vision of Perfection Minor, since that way you reduce its cooldown to have it
That was
pair up
extremely
with
weird.
Evangelism for every other cast. The idea behind Mindbender is that you can pop 2 Radiances, then pop Mindbender, and
Really?
still
What do we
have
pick?
all of these ready for
Oh,
when
we picked
Evangelism
Solace.
eventually comes off cooldown. This changes your throughput profile a bit, so, you know, be aware of it. Moving to the 4th row, take Shining Force. This has the most uses out of all options here. Although
Shining
reducing
Force.
your fear cooldown by 50% can be a good niche if the situation demands it, Shining Force, however, lets you also deal with boss ads and dungeon trash where you need to knock out of stuff, like Sanguine. Otherwise, both Shining Force and Psychic Voice are good ways to deal with things from beyond.
Ah, okay.
Next up, take Sins of the Many as your standard option.
Sins
it
of the Many,
increases your
okay.
damage based on how many people have Atonement on, scaling disproportionately, meaning the more people have Atonements, the less damage you get from this talent. It's still overall the best universal pick here. Alternatively, Shadow Covenant can be a on-demand AoE heal on a very short cooldown. It leaves a healing absorb on targets, meaning the effective healing is less than it would seem. It's good in oh shit situations where people in your group are taking damage and you don't have enough globals to keep everybody up.
Okay.
One thing to keep in mind is that logs will overvalue this option since it heals for X amount but also absorbs 50% of that healing for the next 6 seconds, means that if you or anyone else continuously have to heal the affected target, that healing is wasted. Doesn't mean it's bad, it just means that on the meters the healing stolen from the absorb is not shown or counted, so the talent can seem to perform better than it will actually perform. For the 6th tier, essentially all options can perform, but in very specific situations. Halo works really well if you can and want to hit a lot of targets. It both heals and damages everything depending if they are friendly or not. This can be good when everyone is spread and taking damage, and also there are adds that can be damaged as well. Might be a bit dangerous in dungeons where this could accidentally pull unwanted packs since the range is pretty big.
Wow.
Purge the Wicked still is the universal choice here. It empowers your dot that is responsible for a decent amount of damage and healing over time on your group.
Slow today.
Penance can also spread this to another mob, saving you a few globals here and there because you do want to dot everything. Divine Star expects people to be very stacked as well as the mob stacked, so you can get maximum value out of it. If you can meet these conditions, then go for it, pick it. Lastly, we have 2 options once again, depending on the content you are doing. For raids, take Evangelism. This is a play-defining talent that gives you the raid healing you need to be efficient. This is realistically your biggest healing cooldown, but needs to be played properly for maximum efficiency. This entails you spreading a bunch of atonements and extending them with Evangelism, followed up by dealing as much damage as you can in that short window, converting all of that into healing. Pretty cool actually, and one of my personal favorite talents. Lenience is the dungeon alternative since Evangelism doesn't really help here. Lenience, however, reduces the damage your atonement affected party members take. The value of this isn't shown on the meters, but you can think of it as 3% healing you could do but don't have to. It's healing you don't spend mana on, globals to cast it, or even think about it. Most of all, it's a prevention mechanic, meaning in any situation it will always be better to prevent damage than to heal it. Talents, as with everything for any spec in the game, can change and have different effects based on your group, your strategy, and what is required of you. We focus on the basics and fundamentals here to help you pick up the spec quick and rock some healing. But remember, there's always more to learn, and no one video can give you everything you need. Or at least that's what my therapist says.
I have aggro.
Well done.
When choosing your gear, go for eye level above all else. Discipline values all stats pretty equally, so just having a larger amount of all of them will be best. You can follow eye level with haste, crit, and versatility, with mastery having a bit less value than the others. When deciding what to choose between eye level and sockets, simply add the numerical value of the stats against each other and choose the piece that gives you more. One special note here though is that Leech is the strongest stat in terms of healing. It only works on you, however, sure, but on paper transfers the most amount of healing per point, so use this knowledge when picking gear and Azurite traits. When it comes to consumables, you can gem and enchant pretty much anything and you'll be good. Going for haste options is never a downside, especially since you have windows in your rotation where you ideally want to fit in as many globals as you can. The only time this will change is when you have corruptions that increase the amount of stat X, in which case you want stat X more than anything. So for the sake of this video, take a Chord of Haste for your ring enchants and use one Leviathan's Eye of Intellect in one of the sockets, and quick sand spindles in all of the rest. This should cover your basic needs. The weapon should be Machinist Brilliance as the most consistent option in terms of weapon enchants, and clearly you will want the Greater Flask of Endless Fathoms to settle all intellect needs. Potion of Unbridled Fury is ideal to use before the pool to maximize damage, since really there's no real need to use a healing enhancing potion like Intellect at the start of the fight. During the course of it though, Potion of Replenishment should be your ideal choice, giving you more mana, freedom to deal more damage and in turn heal for more. Lastly, Feast will be your food of choice ideally, but you can opt for baked potatoes when those are not available. For better or worse, Discipline doesn't have outstanding Azurite traits you can pick that outclasses the others by a big enough margin where it would matter. Most of the options are just stats that translate into raw power, either damage or healing or both. The Warcraft Priest community has a neat spreadsheet that calculates the value of all of the traits in the game and converts it into intellect to better give you an idea of what's strong and what's weak. It's unlikely you will get the top of these on every piece, and going out of your way for them might not be worth it. But who am I to judge? As such, if you are raiding, you really want the Azurite from Skitra, Carapace, and N'Zoth. These give you Heart of Darkness, which is raw stats if you can proc it with Corruption, and you will also have it stacked 3 times, ending up in a lot of extra stats. You will also end up with 1 Death of Shadows, 1 Enduring Luminescence, and 1 Death Throes, which is a shadow trait but affects Discipline as well. These last 3 you can take only 1 of, since you really are after only the Atonement extension above all else, while Death Throes is just a good damage funnel. In dungeons, you might be looking for a bit more damage though, hence why you would want Death Throes 3 times. Other than this, you can still go for the raid options mentioned before for the extended Atonement duration or hardcore stat increases like Blightborn Infusion or Swirling Sands. One thing to note here that I have seen, Death of Shadows can be stacked, however the increase in healing is not greater than simply getting stat traits. I am mentioning this so you know what's good to sacrifice and what is not. There are a bunch of essences in 8.3 that can make your life...
Hey Bob, how'd it go?
How'd you go?
Okay.
Is your back done?
Yes.
Yeah.
The pizza dough looks pretty good.
Yeah, I'm fired up.
Yeah, I mean, already trying to... Oh, yeah. You changed out your stuff?
No.
Good.
It's all underneath all this.
How dare you bring it into this room?
Change out everything.
I was wondering what's taking so long.
I had to wait in line for a minute.
I was like, what's going on? Did you just drop it off and walk out?
Yeah, well, I got a receipt, so I took a picture of it and then threw it out.
Okay. You washed your hands thoroughly?
Nope.
Good. You licked them?
Yep.
Like a cat?
All over my face.
Nice.
Specifically in my nose.
Yes. It's awesome.
I didn't touch anything, just FYI. So.
You wiped down the steering wheel?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But I actually did not touch
night,
anything on
we
the
still
box.
shine with hope.
Like, I didn't have to open the door. Someone opened it for me. Like, the guy who was coming out let me in.
Oh, nice.
And then I touched the, like, I bumped the door with my shoulder to come out instead of using my hand.
Oh, okay.
So. It was fine. I was anxious,
Yeah?
but it was
How did it feel to go in somewhere?
I mean, weird, but not super weird. Like, I think it's a small thing, right? Like, I was in and out really quick.
Yeah.
And everybody was really respectful of mine. Like, there was a couple in front of me who had kids, but they were, you know, and then, like a baby. And then there was one person behind me that came up as I was running, so people were like respecting the distances.
Okay.
Had a mask on. Like, I think it's different if people are coming up and shit about it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Those people were really. There was somebody who was walking up as I was like leaving, none of myself. She was wearing it, and it was fine. But so I didn't know if she was putting it on or what she was doing, and if that was an issue. But
Could have been.
you know.
Yeah.
It was fun. Guy in there was super nice. He had a mask on. I didn't touch anything.
I'm sure he's just like, just loving life being here.
Hopefully people, like, it sucks for those people. Or, like, I was in and out. I was in the place for, like, probably a minute
Okay.
inside, you know.
Yeah.
But they have to be in there all day. Like
Yeah.
that sucks. And they have to be the ones that contend with people who are not
Yeah.
following rules. Like if someone's not masked up and I don't like it, I can leave. You know,
Right.
I'll just take my box and leave.
Yeah.
And have them come get it or whatever. But
Just
those
peace
people,
out.
the workers have to be in there.
Yeah, I know.
It sucks for them.
It does.
So, but he was super nice and everybody was masked and it's fine. I felt fine about it. Still not going to a restaurant.
Yeah.
Or
No
home.
crap.
Or
Now they
like
have it.
Sam's or whatever.
Right?
But small things like this, I think, like it was worth the 10 minutes or whatever,
Yeah.
to not pay the $10.
Okay.
And to like test it out, because this is not like a, required activity.
Let me show
like, if
you
I
what
didn't
I've
feel
got.
comfortable, I was just gonna walk away.
Yeah. Wow, that's a good idea.
You know, like there's multiple other ways to get this.
Travel
taken
safely
back.
now.
And
Yeah.
extreme worst case, I'll just keep them or sell them. I'm sure I could have sold them actually,
You probably could have.
but then I would have to send them anyway. So
What can I do for
unless
you?
I sold them locally in Atlanta, which I probably could have done.
You probably could have. Could sell in America.
I don't think her feet are my size.
Oh, no.
But there's people on the Atlanta board that I could have sold them to.
Oh, okay.
So if these don't work out,
Yeah, man, you could have done that.
do someone else. But
Knucklehead. Terrible.
whatever, it was fine.
Okay.
All fine.
Well, we got pizza dough sitting, so that's it for today. I made 2
Yeah.
batches can be divided up. I think I needed it. I think the water temperature really is a huge key.
Yeah, it
to
feels
it.
different.
Well, I think they're starting to bubble. They're
The
just
pizza
reacting
dough,
faster.
you mean, or the bun?
Pizza dough.
Yeah. Oh, you can do it.
Yeah, I have 23 minutes before the first timer is up.
Let's investigate that.
All right, we'll be right back. We'll go take a look. BRB. BRB. Be right back. There we go. Oh, you know what? I need some more water. I need to take this B complex. Woo. So don't forget, in like 10 minutes, we're gonna go back to part 2 of our
See you around.
Hamburger buns, because it's gonna be time to shape them and get them into those lovely hamburger bun shapes. Okay. Wow, that was fun. Okay. So disc praise. So if I do this and say I want to do like Raid Finder and say this, okay. If I do this, I can go in as damage. I can go in as heals. I guess technically we could go in as damage. Yeah, it'd be like damage dealing. So where's Atonement? Barrier, Shining Force, Smite. Actually, no, let's do this. I'm gonna go and prep for part 2. So we'll end the stream here. We'll be back in a few minutes. We're gonna do next part of the hamburger buns. So let me end it here, and we'll get at the hamburger buns in just a few minutes. So stay tuned. We'll be back